Hi everyone. In this video we are going to do one AWS lab, that is from actually AWS Cloud Foundation, and lab number 2, that is build your VPC and launch a web server. So I'll be using the instructions from Cloud Foundation, but I will be performing this activity in AWS Academy Learners Lab. So the steps will be same. You can use any of the platforms. So yes, after we are supposed to do in this lab, first we will be creating a VPC, and then we will create subnets, and then we configure a security group, and then finally we will launch an EC2 instance into a VPC. And for that, you can see I have logged into awsacademy.instructure.com, and if I click on dashboard, you should have access to, let's say, Academy Learners Lab. So click there, and after that you have to click on modules. After clicking modules, you have to click on launch AWS Academy Learners Lab, and then as a student you might see different screen here, and for me I have different screen, or maybe there can be terms and conditions which you need to agree. And for me, I'm going to click on student view because I'm added as an instructor. For you may not see this thing, and you just have to accept it, and then this web will start launching in your browser. So very first task which we will be doing is to create a VPC, but for that we have to click here on start lab. So click on start lab there, and we have to wait until this turns into green in color, and after that our lab will be ready. And you also have to keep an eye on this spending. So like you are given, let's say, $50 out of $50. In my case, let's say I have already spent $1.7. so this always recommended that when you start your lab and you're finished with your lab, then please try to end these labs in this way. You can actually will not be spending the complete $50. So be careful on that. So now you can see here AWS, this is green in color. This lab is ready for me. So simply I click there on AWS. Now I will have the AWS management console here, and in this management console, very first thing is that the first task which we are going to perform is to create a VPC. And to create a VPC, you see here we have here the search bar. The search bar, I will type VPC. Now you can see VPC is shown here. This is one of the services which we are going to launch, VPC, and that stands for Virtual Private Cloud. We click there, and it may take some time. Sorry for that. So very first thing is that we have to verify that which region is selected. So we have to verify here that's Virginia is selected here. So yeah, so there's something we have to verify, the region, and then we have to choose this create VPC. And after creating VPC, after clicking this create VPC, we have to choose this VPC and more, and then we have to here in this name tag auto generation, we have to let's say as per the instructions, just we can have any name for this, but we are going to select as per the instruction lab, and that is the name we are using here. And then we have here the IPv4 CIDR block. So this is the CIDR block we will be using for our VPC. We keep it as it is, and then we have to select the number of availability zones. So here, so these all things like no IPv6, we are not selecting this any IPv6 here. Number of availability zone, we are selecting 1 as per instructions, and then in number of public subnets we are selecting 1, and number of private subnets we are selecting 1. And then we want to customize this, so click on this customize subnet cyber block, and here we have to, for public subnet we have to use /24 subnet here, and for the private subnet we have to use as per instructions .1 and .0, but subnet mask will be 24, which I'm selecting as this. And then set here we have to click click zonal, and we have to select net gateway in one availability zone. And now these configuration will remain as it is, and for VPC endpoints we have to select none. And yeah, so now I think we have followed all these steps as per the instructions given. We can simply click on create VPC. Yes, create VPC, and now it's creating VPC, and all the VPC on all the required components for that, or associated components with that, they are being created, and it may take some time. We have to wait here, and this also shows that 72% of the task has been completed. You can see, you can keep an eye here, they are creating route, and they are associating route table, allocate elastic IP address, then we have net gateway. So these all things are required to when we are creating VPC. So it will take some time. Okay, now you can see these all relevant components have been created, and if you want to verify, then we can simply click on view VPC. It will be showing us what have been created, all the associated things. We can check it here, and after this we have a second task, that is to create additional subnets. So to create additional subnet, we go on the left hand side, and you can see here there is subnets here on the left hand side. You click on this subnet, and then we have to click here create subnet, and then we have to give here the VPC which we will be using to create these subnets in. So that is the lab VPC we are using. We selected that, and now here we have to give the subnet name. So as per instructions, we have to give the name, that is lab and dash subnet, and that is public 2 public 2. This is the subnet we are creating. This is the name of the subnet, and we are going to create this subnet in second availability zone, so that is 1B. So we are selecting this availability zone for this specific subnet, and for the IP address IPv4 subnet, we are selecting 10.0.2.0 and /24. This is the subnet for this public subnet. Also, this is the IP address or the subnet for the public subnet, and then we simply click on create subnet. So now this is creating subnet. So we have created first subnet, that was public subnet, and then the next step, the second step, is that we have to create another subnet, but this subnet will be private. So we again click on create subnet, and we select the same VPC, that is a lab VPC, and the subnet name in this case will be lab, and subnet subnet, and this will be private. So we are giving this private name, but private 2. And after that, we select the availability zone. This is the availability zone 1B, and the IP address for this subnet will be IP subnet 10.0.3.0/24. So this will be the subnet for this private subnet, and then we simply click on create subnet. So now we created two subnet, one public and second private, and after that we have to select a route table. So route table actually contains of rules, so route, and they are used to determine where traffic is directed. So what we do, we simply click on route tables here, and we have already one route table created here, so we can simply refresh it if you don't see here. So this is refresh button, you see here, this one, this refresh, click there, and then we have to select lab RTB private 1. So this is, we have to select this as per instructions, and then we have to you can see there's one section, and there you have one option to select routes, and the routes you can see says that for all these IP address. The target is net gateway, and now we have to select the subnet associations. Here you can see, click subnet association, and then we have to click on edit subnet associations. And when you click edit subnet association, here we have to select you can see, yeah, we have to select the second private subnet which we created. You remember this was lab subnet private 2, so we are going to select this because we want to associate that route table with this subnet as well. So one private is already there, this is something we created, and then we are going to save this association here. And after this, again, if we refresh it, so now we have to select this lab RTB public, and then we have to click again routes. We have to verify that for any destination this is directing to internet gateway, and then we have to click on subnet associations, click on edit subnet association, and then we have to associate this route with the public subnet which we create. Remember lab subnet public 2, this was the public subnet which we created, and we save associations. And once this is done, we'll be going to our third step or third task. Third task is to create a VPC security group. So for that we have here the security group, so we can go here this yeah, so you can see here in the security we have security group, and then we click on create security group, and here we have to give a name. So for in our case we are giving this a name of web security group, so web and security group, this is the name of the security group. And then in the description we have to say any description. We can say here enable HTTP access, enable HTTP access, and then in VPC we have to select the VPC which we have created, that is lab VPC, and these are the rules. So these are inbound rules. In the inbound rules we are going to add one rule, so we click add rule, inbound rules, and then we have here in the type we have to select HTTP, scroll down HTTP, and source. In the source field we have to allow any so any IPv4 address, yes, and okay, and in the description, like this description is optional, but this is up to you if you want to give some description as well. So let's say we are going to, as per instruction we are giving, let's permit web request. Okay, so we give this as well, and then we simply click on create security group. So now this security group is being created, and the task 4 is to launch a web server instance. So in this task we will launch an Amazon EC2 instance, and for this, again, this is actually a service, so you can click here and search for EC2, and you can see this is EC2, and launch this, and we are waiting for it, and then we click on launch instance here. After clicking on launch instance we have to give it a name. Let's say we are giving this a name of, let's say, web server. Web server is the name of that instance, and then we select this Amazon Linux, and we leave this AMI, Amazon virtual machine, as it is, and then instance type, as per instruction we can select T2 micro. Yeah, we selected this T2 micro instance type. So this actually specifies that what hardware we are using, hardware specification. And then the key pair, we select this O key, and after this we have to change this network. So in the network we have to make some changes. We click edit, and this will be created in our lab VPC. Yeah? And then we want to use our which subnet we want to use here. So we will be using this in lab subnet public 2. So here we'll be selecting lab subnet public 2, this one which we created. So click there, and then for auto assign we will enable this auto assign public IP address. And after that we have here the security group. So in the security group we already have here, select existing security group. So the security group, if you remember, this was the security group we created. We are selecting this security group for our instance, and then this is storage we are selecting as it is. And in the advanced tab, we have to click here, advanced details. So this is something we are not changing, this remains as it is. And at the end we have here we have to give some configuration, so which I will be sharing with you in the description section. So let me bring that. So we have to copy paste that code here, and after copying and pasting that code, so we have to simply click on launch instance. So click on launch instance here. This will start launching instance for us. And now if you click on instances, you can see here instances. We want to see all the instances which we have created in this VPC. And you can see this is web server, and instance state is pending. So at the moment it's showing pending, it means it's getting ready, and for that we have to wait for that. And now you can see it's showing running. So now this instance, the name of instance is web server, and this is in running state. And now if we click on this instance ID, for example here, this one, click here, and it will be showing us other details. And we can go here, and then we have to select the public DNS. So public IPv4 DNS. So this is private, this public IPv4 address here. And so we yes, so here you can see we have the public DNS. So we are going to copy this, copy this, and then we can maybe open a new browser, for example any other browser, or we can also have here, for instance, we can say we can click maybe new private window here, incognito for example, and here we can simply paste that URL here and press enter. You say continue to site, and if everything has been done perfectly, then we can see this page. So it means this page is actually loaded on our web server. Web server is on one of the instances which we created, and now this is this was actually the last step of this lab, where we actually created an instance. In that instances the steps were actually we created a VPC, and then we created additional subnets, and then we configured a security group, and the final step was to launch an instance, and in this instance actually we had a web server. Okay, so I hope all the steps are clear, and thank you.